Welcome to Prime Edition. Three political parties, Democratic Party, PNU, and Empowerment Party, shoot down former DP Rigathi Gachagwa's call for them to dissolve and join his DCP party. Does this deal a blow to Gachagwa's unity push?
And on Health Watch, if you're a person living with sickle cell disease, listen to this. Ministry of Health, Nairobi County, and Children's Sickle Cell Disease Foundation launched the first comprehensive sickle cell clinic at Kianda Level 4 Hospital in Kibra.
And also coming up in this program, in the business segment, Trevor.
Kenya is changing the way it handles emergencies, be it drought, be it floods and other emergencies. That's through a new strategy being rolled out by the National Treasury. More details coming up in business. What do we have in sports, Tom?
That's right. Later on in sports, we lost all the three games at WAFCON 2026, but we won. We won by making it there. The sports analyst team are all ready. They're going to speak to us when the clock strikes 10:15.
That and much more coming up, but first, the highlights.
Nyinyi mnaopinga housing, nyinyi mnaopinga SHA, nyinyi mnaopinga ile model tuko naye ya kusomesha watoto wetu, mpango wenu ni gani?
Worry not.
President Ruto meets village elders, assures 2027 general election will be free, fair and peaceful. Corridors of justice drama.
Mukurweini MP John Kagusha tries to flee, is rearrested, then released on cash bail.
The design and installation of the power reticulation system for the school did not meet standards set for places of public use.
Plus, on the broadcasts.
Energy Regulatory Authority finds an installation fault in their probe of the Hillside and Russia Academy fire. Well, from wherever you are watching, a warm welcome to Prime Edition. I am Mboya.
I am Muchuma. Irene, thank you for your time. Our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook, and YouTube. And it is Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we do appreciate our African heritage and culture. And today is no different. We are dotting your screens with African wear.
That's right.
Appreciating our African culture and heritage. On to our lead story, Tom.
President William Ruto is tonight cautioning the political class against using threats, coercion, and messages that would divide Kenyans along ethnic lines.
While assuring the country that the 2027 general election will be free, fair, and peaceful, the head of state underscored the need for every Kenyan to be allowed to exercise their constitutional right to vote for their preferred candidates without intimidation or interference.
Odim leader Oburu Oginga who alongside the president attended the formal recognition of village elders at State House Nairobi, has publicly endorsed President William Ruto for a second term ahead of the general poll come 2027.
Hashim Abdiaziz is the one that is opening our coverage tonight.
Over 106,000 village elders across Kenya congregated at State House Nairobi on Tuesday, where President William Ruto announced that the Kenya Kwanza administration will formally recognize village elders across the 47 devolved units while extending a monthly stipend to them as upkeep.
Beginning today, every village elder will receive a stipend. Hii sio bei ya uzalendo wenu. Uzalendo hauna bei. Hii ni ishara yetu kama serikali ya heshima ya taifa letu la Kenya kwenu na kutambua mchango wenu katika mambo ya uongozi ya taifa letu.
The role that our village elders have continued to play in building our society, in pushing the development of successive governments.
Once more, the president pledges commitment that the 2027 general election will be conducted in a free, fair and peaceful environment, cautioning against political rhetoric bordering on coercion, intimidation or ethnic bias.
Kwa hivyo, vitisho, kushurutisha watu, kujaribu kuleta ukabila, kugawanya wananchi, haitakubalika katika taifa letu la Kenya.
Nitawaomba msikubali wale wa kabila ambao wanataka kuturudisha nyuma kwa siasa za ukabila na migawanyiko, waharibu nchi yetu na siasa potovu.
Ninawaomba tushirikiane pamoja na idara ya polisi kuhakikisha kwamba ile intelligence report mmesema, pamoja pia na njia ya kuwaongelesha kuhakikisha kwamba watoto wetu hawataingia katika ile mambo ya gunism.
The head of state and other senior government officials urge Kenyans to rally behind the recently proposed National Development Charter that is set to transcend Vision 2030.
Kuna wengi wanapinga maendeleo. Mimi nataka niwaulize, nyinyi mnaopinga maendeleo, nyinyi mnaopinga housing, nyinyi mnaopinga SHA, nyinyi mnaopinga ile model tuko naye ya kusomesha watoto wetu, mpango wenu ni gani?
There are people who are against even vision. You know, if you are visionless, you cannot move ahead. Where do you go if you are visionless?
Tuchunge, tuhakikishe Kenya inasimama, na kusimama ni vizuri tuhakikishe kwamba uchaguzi ujao tunahakikisha Mheshimiwa Rais anashinda.
This even as Odim leader Oburu Oginga, who attended the event, publicly endorsed President William Ruto for a second term ahead of the general elections.
Kura ikikuja wakati huu sisi ODM hatutakuwa na candidate wetu ni President William Ruto. All the other positions are negotiable. Particularly number 2. Don't you think I deserve to be number 2? Because that is what our concept.
Abdiaziz Hashim for Prime Edition.
Well, speak to us. Let us know what your thoughts are on some of these stories that we are covering for you tonight. Our socials at
KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. This, as our sign language expert tonight, is Caroline Njoroge. Let's now take you to the courts. Drama ensued at Milimani's Magistrate Court as Mkurueni legislator John Kagushia tried to flee from custody.
Now, the first-time member of parliament who was arraigned on Tuesday in the morning and was to be charged with hate speech escaped in the afternoon as court was preparing to rule on whether to take a plea and a high court order barring his arrest.
As Ruth Mboya reports, he was rearrested and released on a 1 million shillings bail.
After being arrested at Royal Media Services, Mukureni Member of Parliament John Kagushia was presented at Milimani's Magistrate Court. The prosecution team had drafted a charge sheet for hate speech remarks that he allegedly made in Kieni, Nyeri County over the weekend. However, before Kagushia could take plea, his lawyers opposed the charges, citing jurisdiction boundaries among other issues.
The accused writes under Article 49, Article 48 of the Constitution has been trampled upon.
Trial Magistrate Teresa Nyangena was informed the lawmaker had secured a High Court order from Kiambu County barring his arrest. Kagushia's defense team also had the court not to be a conveyor belt of persecution.
You are invited to apply the law and see whether there was compliance. If therefore there was no compliance with the law and it is so dictated that there must be a compliance, the question therefore would be, if the garbage in or is it garbage out?
Meanwhile, confusion reigned in the afternoon when the court retired for a ruling and the MP was sneaked out of the court's presence, leading to panic among security officers. An hour and a half later, he was rearrested and brought back to court under tight security. The court expressed disappointment with the misadventure, slapping him with a 1 million shillings bond, pending ruling on plea taking on Wednesday.
And you are saying he's an advocate, he knows the court procedures. If you have been brought through custody, you have to go out through a court order.
Calling it as a misdemeanor, the battery of lawyers have urged the court not to validate a violation of his rights, even as all eyes are now set tomorrow to see whether he'll be prosecuted. Ruth Wamboy, reporting from Milimani's Law Court.
Now on to that Endarasha Academy fire probe story. Findings of an investigation by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, into the September 2024 dormitory fire at the Hillside Endarasha Academy in Nyeri County have revealed widespread defects in the school's electrical installation system.
During an inquest into the fire that claimed the lives of 21 boys, engineer Alan Mogoi from EPRA told the court that the school's power distribution system did not meet the set standards for public institutions.
And as Timothy Kipnusu reports,
23 months after the deadly fire at Hillside Endarasha Academy in Nyeri County, the cause of the tragedy is still unknown. Findings of an investigation by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, have revealed widespread defects in the school's electrical installation system.
The wires that were supplying these other blocks were 4 square mm. 4 square mm, that is the cross-sectional area, the size of the cables, were 4 square mm. And we usually require 6 square mm.
EPRA established that while the school's original electrical installations were done by a licensed contractor, subsequent power extension to the new buildings were illegal. They recommend that the director of the school, David Kinyua, be held culpable of the fire.
We found no evidence of earthing for that 300 watt peak system that was in the dormitory. Now, earthing is very key for safety of the system.
The authority also established that despite the school significantly expanding over the years, it did not apply for the electricity supplier on the Kenya Power and Lighting Company KPLC for additional load. Mogoi further said that by failing to upgrade the electrical supply after increasing demand, the existing installation was stressed, increasing the risk of a short circuit.
The electrical loads there were 2 LED tubes and 2 LED lights used for the DC system. So generally, the design and installation of the power reticulation system for the school did not meet standards.
On Monday, the court also heard testimonies of 4 witnesses, among them a government analyst at the government chemist, who confirmed that all 21 victims were positively identified through DNA matching. The court also heard the testimony of Peter Ndumia, a licensed solar expert, who was contracted by the school to install the solar backup system in 2022. Ndumia told the inquest that the solar power, which was manually activated, was off at the time of the fire. On Tuesday, 2 teachers also testified about the tragedy. The inquest is trying to piece together the series of events that took place at the school on the fateful night of Thursday, September 5th, 2024, just 2 days after the reopening of the 3rd term. Timothy Kipnusu for Prime Edition.
Well, it's 11 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for our first break here on Prime Edition. But coming up,
showdown on the floor of the Senate. Details coming up.
Plus that nurses strike update. You don't want to miss all that. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Many workers access their retirement benefits when switching jobs, unaware of the impact it has on their future. Taking out your retirement savings too soon reduces the income you will have when you retire, leaving your future less secure. Have you thought about the lifestyle or income you want to retire with? The earlier you start saving, the better. And the more you save, the more secure your future will be. Increase your savings today and live your golden years the way you've always dreamed. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026. Welcome to Morocco! Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the prestigious trophy. Who will be crowned Queens of African Football? Courtesy of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. Watch all the action unraveling on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Welcome back to Prime Edition, our socials.
At KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. Tom, on to Politics Tuesday.
And the first story of the second part of this bulletin, cracks are in the opposition. They have begun to emerge following a standoff in Mount Kenya politics pitting three parties and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's Democracy for Citizens Party, DCP.
The Democratic Party leader, Justin Muturi, PA News, Peter Munya, and Lenny Kivuti of the Devolution Empowerment Party have dismissed calls by Gachagua to dissolve their political parties and merge with DCP. And this, as the trio has called on the DCP leader to embrace dialogue and desist from combative politics.
Give us on Maina puts that story in perspective for us.
An apparent rift within the united opposition appears to be in the offing, following what is said to be sustained pressure by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on other parties in the region to fold up and join DCP.
Unilateral pronouncements by one political leader purporting to direct, dissolve, merge, or determine the future of another political party.
Former Attorney General Justin Muturi, the DP party leader, former Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya, who leads the PNU party, and former Embu Senator Lenny Kivuti of the DB party have flatly rejected the calls.
Honorable Gachagua, therefore, has neither the legal nor the moral authority to prescribe the existence or future of other political parties.
You formed your party the other day. You found these parties in existence. What has prompted you to think that they should dissolve and join this new outfit?
The leader slammed Gachagua, accusing him of engaging in divisive and combative politics.
And with a lot of respect to Mheshimiwa Gachagua, we are telling him to handle people with respect, restraint.
We respect Honorable Gachagua, but we think some of these agendas, these ideas, what he's doing, should be restrained. That's all.
The developments exposing the soft underbelly of the politics in the united opposition, as well as the politics of the Mount Kenya West versus the East, where the trio hails from.
It is not a question of a rift, because in a democracy, people are allowed to hold views which could be different from others.
And as the trio was addressing the press, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka was hosting the DCP leader and Eugene Wamalwa of DAP Kenya for a consultation meeting. This follows Monday's Azimio la Umoja coalition meeting that resolved to woo Gachagua and one of the coalition's former members who left the outfit last year, PLP's Martha Karua.
It was a continuation of what we started yesterday. It being understood, I was given the mandate to reach out so that we can fast track the formation of this new coalition.
Meanwhile, Co-Civil Society Organizations Network has asked the political class to exercise sobriety and desist from making hateful remarks.
And we want action to be taken because we will lose the confidence of parliament. Itakuwa parliament inapitisha mswada sio kwa misingi ya merit.
Give us Mana, Prime Edition.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Gilbert Masengeli, has urged Kenya Scouts to utilize their vast networks to promote national values and cohesion in communities.
Speaking during the closing ceremony of the 2026 Scouts competitions at Mount Kenya University in Thika, Masengeli challenged young people to be champions of peace and social integration for a better Kenya.
This report was compiled by Eden Ibrahim.
Masengeli presided over the closing ceremony of the 2026 Scouts competition, promising that the National Police Service will continue collaboration with the movement to strengthen youth mentorships and help in community policing and environmental conservation to create a safe country for all.
The future of our nation depends on young who embrace integrity, service to humanity, teamwork, discipline, innovation, respect for the law.
Masengeli said the competition offers an opportunity for the Scouts to showcase their talents and provide an avenue for cohesion which should be cascaded beyond the camps.
Are uniquely placed to become ambassadors of peace-promoting inclusion, understanding, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence among people for the different crowds.
The Chief Scout, Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, was the host, said the movement has been instrumental in building a generation of disciplined and forthright young Kenyans, urging participants to always stand patriotic.
As long as people are willing to dialogue. Secondly, I want to emphasize this bit. Yes, let us be champions, ambassadors of creating peace.
The competition themed empowering young people to promote dialogue in communities brought together over 10,000 scouts, competing in events like environmental conservation and road safety drills, among other fields.
Let's take you to the House now. Members of Parliament have raised concerns over the slow pace in implementation of digital land management information systems.
The National Assembly Public Accounts Committee grilled the Land Principal Secretary, Nixon Korir, as to why only 4 land registries out of 83 had moved their land records to the digital platform 5 years after the digitization program was launched.
Now, the PS, however, assured members of the digitization team that the remaining program will now be expedited following a 16 billion shilling intervention by the World Bank.
This report was compiled by Gishuki
Washira.
In the year 2021, the State Department for Lands and Physical Planning rolled out the Advertisements digital platform to enhance efficiency and effective management of land administration. 5 years down the line, MPs are concerned that only Nairobi and Murang'a land registries have fully digitized and migrated their land records to the digital platform out of 83 operational land registries across the country.
Kenyans just want to know when will this Advertisements, be fully, operational, digitized,
There are people who benefit, and that's the truth, PS, who benefit from personal contact. When someone needs a document, fast tracked or whatever, it should just be digital. And I also believe government will raise more money.
Digitization is being frustrated internally, not by lack of funds,
but by those who benefit from having a manual process, because that's where the money comes in. If it is digitized, there will be no money.
Responding to the queries, Lands Principal Secretary Nixon Korir attributed the delays in digitization of the land registries to a review process on the system that was initiated after the World Bank started supporting the program.
Part of the World Bank project is to audit the Ardhi system to make it more faster and more efficient. That will then necessitate some change of law. In essence, Honorable Chair, we have a system that we just need to replicate, adjust a little, but run with it.
According to PS Korir, the World Bank is investing at least 16 billion shillings in the digitization program over the next 5 years.
This is a very important exercise that we can give to this country, digitizing our land records. Nairobi has actually, by digitizing land records in Nairobi, we are able to identify lands with double titling that you wouldn't have identified in the manual platform.
Meanwhile, Information, Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary William Kabogo has urged Parliament to review the National Library Service Bill to support the digital transformation agenda by recognizing the Kenya National Library Service as a national digital repository.
To expand the purpose of the Act, we need to add objectives on digital access to knowledge, digital heritage preservation, National Digital Knowledge Repository, lifelong learning, AI, research and innovation.
CS Kabogo was speaking while submitting the ministry's input towards the bill before the Senate's Labour Committee. Gishuk Washira, Prime Edition.
Now, on to Health Watch, a story we highlighted for you at the beginning of the broadcast. Thousands of persons living with sickle cell disease in Nairobi County are set to benefit from improved access to specialized treatment following the launch of Nairobi County's first comprehensive sickle cell clinic at Kianda Level 4 Hospital in Kibra.
Now, the facility launched through a partnership between the Ministry of Health, Nairobi County Government, and the Children's Sickle Cell Foundation is expected to bring diagnosis, treatment, and lifelong care closer to patients while strengthening early screening and community awareness, as reported together by Joseph Wahungu.
The sickle cell warriors face a lot of challenges. One is stigmatization. Our drugs are very expensive.
For 37-year-old Jacqueline Oyamo, a sickle cell warrior, being diagnosed with sickle cell disease at only 2 months old has seen her brave years of struggle to access proper care and support. To alleviate her pain and that of thousands others living with the disease, health stakeholders have teamed up to establish Nairobi County's first comprehensive sickle cell clinic at Kianda Level 4 Hospital in Kibra.
We do intend to have clinics serving all the babies who need care across the 4 cardinal points of the city. So to the west we'll have Westlands, to the east we'll have Mukuru, to the north we have Githurai 44 Clinic.
The new clinic will offer screening, diagnosis, treatment and continuous monitoring for patients living with the disease. The Ministry of Health says Kenya has already adopted infant screening to detect the disease early, enabling affected children to receive treatment before complications develop.
And we are essentially bringing services for a sickle cell warrior closer to where they live. With this sickle cell clinic, they'll be able to be screened. Kenya currently is screening infants so that we're able to catch the ones who have the sickle cell and also the trait early enough. If they happen to be screened positive, they'll further be able to diagnose.
Data by the Ministry of Health shows that an estimated 14,000 babies are born with sickle cell disease every year, while about 250,000 Kenyans are currently living with the condition.
So we want to make sure that people living around the Kibra region can be able to access care, but also those who are living within the environs can also access this care. I'm happy to say that the county government is ready to absorb most of these costs using SHA. We've also been provided an opportunity to do community screening, meaning that each and every person in this community had better know if they are a carrier or they are not.
Joseph Wahungu for Prime Edition.
Je, umehangaika miaka mingi kulipa rent kila mwezi? Ukalipa na bado inabidi ulipe tena, na umechoka kulipa rent hiyo katika nyumba isiyo yako? Usijali, imagine sasa unaweza pata makao yako. Serikali imejenga affordable houses na ni zako. Process ni rahisi. Una apply, unalipa deposit, unahamia, unalipa pole pole. Sasa kila Mkenya akona nafasi murwa ya kusema huku ni kwangu. Time ya kubonga imeisha. Sasa ni time ya kumove in kwa keja yako. Your key, your house, your time. Jisajili leo kwa mpango wa Affordable Housing Program na upate makao kwa jina lako. Tembelea tovuti yetu ya www.bomayangu.go.ke au fika site iliyo karibu nawe kote nchini. Pata makao na Boma Yangu.
Hii ni plus kwetu bigi. We don't work like this. Wewe unataka tushikwe. I have a family, remember?
Not in the evening, Marvin. Now.
Tina is on my neck about Dave.
Nakuja saizi.
Una suspect mimi ndio niko nayo ni?
Si suspect, mimi najua.
We play people. They don't play us. But tunafaa kuwa careful na Mark.
Of course mimi ni mjanja.
Don't be too proud. Even the smart ones can be outsmarted at times.
Money and power. Take that away, you create a monster out of him.
Anifuata.
Si uende basi.
Hello there and a very good evening to you. We hope that you're having a wonderful evening on this very cold Tuesday evening. My name is Trevor and welcome to Business News, and we begin with the Treasury. And Kenya is betting on a new disaster management architecture that combines low county-level planning, risk layering, and multiple sources of finance to protect lives. According to the National Treasury, the Disaster Risk Financing Strategy 2026 to 2030 will also feature a national resilience investment plan, including a geospatial database of critical national and county assets mapped against probabilistic hazard risks to inform public investment decisions. Here is Regina Manyara with the details.
Fiscal impacts from disasters are rising fast, limiting the government's ability to spend on disaster prevention, mitigation, response, and recovery. Data indicates that between 2017 and 2023, the government spent an estimated 24 billion shillings on emergency relief alone, while in 2024, floods caused an estimated 187 billion shillings damage. The Disaster Risk Financing Strategy 2026-2030 seeks to change this equation by moving Kenya from ad hoc post-disaster financing towards predictable, pre-arranged and risk-informed financing. Under the plan, frequent lower-impact shocks can be absorbed through budgetary allocations, contingency financing and reserves, while larger and catastrophic events can be addressed through pre-arranged financing and risk transfer instruments such as insurance and catastrophe bonds. Treasury says the objective is to ensure that a disaster does not force government to divert development spending or resort to costly emergency borrowing. The strategy further proposes county resilience investment profiles and financing gap analysis, requiring counties to identify underfunded disaster risk reduction priorities within their county integrated development plans and quantify the investment required to close their resilience gaps. The financing strategy is backed by the National Disaster Risk Management Act 2026, signed into law in May, that establishes the National Disaster Risk Management Authority and County Disaster Risk Management Committees, providing the legal and institutional framework for coordinated disaster governance. Regina Manyara reporting for KBC Channel 1.
Thank you, Regina Manyera, for that. Moving on, Kenya Ports Authority plans to invest billions of shillings in cold storage infrastructure as it seeks to ramp up fish exports. KPA has so far installed close to 2,000 reefers as part of efforts to cut down on post-catch losses, which amount to 40% of total catch. KPA Managing Director Captain William Ruto said the project aims to minimize post-harvest losses and strengthen the national blue economy. Take a look.
In Kenya, the fishing sector loses an estimated 30 to 40% of its total catch due to severe lack of cold storage facilities and functional cold chain infrastructure in rural and coastal regions due to high temperature. To avert this, the Kenya Ports Authority plans to invest billions of shillings on reefers and cold storage infrastructure at the port of Mombasa, Lamu Port, Kisumu, Msambweni, Lake Turkana, among other ports in the country.
Mambo ya hii bandari hapa tunataka kufanya kitu inaitwa value addition. Value addition inamaanisha mkishika samaki baharini tunakuja kuosha samaki hapa tunatengeneza hapa kabla hatuja export.
The authority says the facility will spare local fishermen and fish traders from losses they incur due to lack of adequate long-term fish storage and limited market access.
Watu wote sisi wa Msambweni ni stakeholders wa hii bahari. Tumeelewana vizuri. Kwa hiyo hii ama haya yanayofanyika ni yetu sisi yote. Lakini BMUs ndio waangalizi wetu. Kwa sababu sisi sote hatuwezi kumanage hii kitu. Hatuwezi kumanage hiyo boti. BMU wako mbele kwa niaba yetu. Na tutakuwa tunawauliza hapa, tunaitana kama vile sako. Muliuza barafu tani ngapi?
The locals have hailed the cold room facility as providing employment opportunities to the locals and improving the quality of exports.
Tutakuwa tunafanya processing, tukivalue wale samaki wetu. Na katika kufanya hivyo, bado ni jamii yetu ambayo itakuwa inafanya hizi shughuli na itakuwa ni moja kati ya zile taratibu za kuweza kupatiana kazi kwa jamii yetu.
Ezekiel Owino reporting for Prime Edition.
Thank you, Ezekiel, for that. Now, SACCOs are losing a significant share of their income through costly commercial borrowing as they take loans from banks at high interest rates while extending cheaper credit to members' cooperatives. Cooperative's Principal Secretary Patrick Kilemi says that the establishment of a central liquidity fund, as proposed in the SACCO Society's Amendment Bill of 2025, will facilitate inter-SACCO lending at affordable rates to help strengthen liquidity management and improve financial sustainability. Take a look.
The SACCO Society's Amendment Bill of 2025 proposes the establishment of the Central Liquidity Fund and the Deposit Guarantee Fund. Cooperative's Principal Secretary Patrick Kilemi says the proposed Central Liquidity Fund will be key in reducing uptake of commercial loans by SACCOs and free more cash to be advanced to members. Kilemi says SACCOs lend to members at a lower rate than they borrow from commercial banks, which eats into their revenue. The proposed Central Liquidity Fund will see SACCOs with excess capital lend to other SACCOs at a lower rate.
As is now what we have, if you put your money in a fixed deposit, you get 7%. If the other SACCO goes to borrow the same money from the same bank, the bank will give them the loan at 16%. So we are losing around, say, 8%. But we have a system where we are talking to each other, we can easily bring that gap to 2%, maybe 3%.
Using the proposed Central Liquidity Fund, SACCOs will purchase key infrastructural equipment jointly and enjoy economies of scale.
That instead of everybody buying its own system, we have a system that you can tap in and take what you need at a reasonable cost.
The SACCO Society's Amendment Bill of 2025 also proposes the establishment of a Deposit Guarantee Fund.
Doing guarantee our depositors that if something happens, they can get something to take home.
Benson Rioba reporting for Prime Edition.
Moving on, Homa Bay County plans to spend close to 3 billion shillings to boost soybeans production. Homa Bay County Agriculture Director Kennedy Opio says that over 240,000 farmers have been registered in an initiative to recruit more people into soybeans farming. Consumption of soybeans is on the rise in Kenya, with the country producing 2,000 metric tons of soybeans annually against a national demand of more than 200,000 metric tons. Homa Bay is the leading producer of soybeans in Kenya, according to the 2025 Kenya National Bureau of Statistics report. The county has identified soybeans as a priority crop due to its high market value and short maturity period. Opio says Homa Bay has favorable weather, which, if harnessed fully, can significantly increase production while improving household incomes.
One of the other reasons why we also encourage our farmers to do soybean farming is the aspect of ready market. It's common knowledge that whatever the country produces, it's more or less like 5% of what the country requires.
The production of soya in fish in aquaculture program is meant to intervene on feed production. That is because the main component for fish feed is soya.
Imenitoa mbali cause kitambo nilikuwa chini kabisa, but tangu nianza hii kufanya hii kupanda soya, sasa naona niko pahali cause naweza fundisha mtoto bila kuitisha rambe.
Taking the produce from the farmers. Wakati wameleta soya kwa store, tunapima, tunawalipa, but tunaangalia the quality of the produce.
We thank you so much for your valued company throughout this period. My name is Trevor, and tomorrow is another day. May you have a blessed night. Remember to keep warm. Daniel Ohome is coming up next with sports. Good night.
It was very ambitious. This is a far better place than the one she took against Morocco. She'll step up and hit it well. Oh, that is a screamer from Dafur to give Algeria the lead with just 40 minutes on the clock. Look at the smile. Her second goal of the tournament, and what a hit as well. Aouar just didn't know what to do. One of the goals of the tournament from the 31-year-old Dafur. Look at that, up and over into the postage stamp of the top left-hand corner. He may well never score a better goal for Algeria. Pitch perfect, look at the technique as well. Aouar simply didn't move.
Pata makao na boma yangu. Sema niko na kichaa.
Kaa mbali na Cassandra.
Labda wewe umwambie akae mbali na mimi. Mimi mmeniona kwenu mara ngapi?
Bro, changamka, ni nini mbaya? Turudi home, Josh.
Unasema tukiachilia hii shamba, tutabarikiwa?
Mimi sitaki kusema, ni Biblia inasema.
Mbona mdosi hakuja kunitembelea nikiushikwa?
Muli, na umetokaje station?
Mko na mpaka kesho.
Ukinisaidia na Mandi, nitaongea na Andrew.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
Utadidimia.
Wewe, ya nini? Jojo, wait.
Good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome, and welcome to Prime Edition Sport. Well, it is back to the drawing board for the national women's soccer team, the Harambee Starlets, after they were knocked out of the CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations in the group stage last night. Following the last round of group matches, they lost by 2-0 to Algeria, who went on to secure their place in the quarterfinals as Group A runners-up alongside hosts Morocco, who topped the group with 7 points. Kenya had already lost their opening 2 matches before they met Algeria, who produced an assured first-half display, striking twice inside the opening 30 minutes to win the match. Hosts Morocco were held to a goalless draw by Senegal in a tough match in Rabat that saw Argentina save 2 penalties as our team finished third with 4 points. Tonight, Tanzania will play their last Group B match against Cote d'Ivoire, and the match will be aired live on KBC Channel 1 from 11 p.m. as Burkina Faso take on South Africa in the other decider.
Shaka getting herself into trouble, as does the goalkeeper as well, and Algeria have their second. And Lilian Arawar in the Kenyan goal will not want to see that.
Mimi nimeexperience vitu mob, nimelearn vitu mingi kwa teams mingi kama Morocco, nimelearn kutoka Algeria, Senegal, tumecheza na wao, wanajua football. Ni kuwa committed na kuwa na aim nini unataka.
This is football, vitu fanyika. So mimi Kenya tunaweza sema ni we are going back. We are going to rectify our mistakes zenye zimefanyika since game 1.
Just being able to see how the matches are being played, technically to be able to watch your match, see what the opponent is doing during the match, and to be able to change things as the match goes on.
Algeria are celebrating once again because for the second straight.
And the Kenya Hockey Union has named the final 12-member boys and girls squads that will represent the country at the inaugural Africa Under-18 Hockey Fives Youth Cup set to begin on Thursday. The tournament will serve as a key platform for the continent's top young hockey talent, with Kenya aiming to make a strong impression on home soil.
The Kenya Hockey Union unveiled the national Under-18 boys and girls teams that will compete at the inaugural Africa Youth Hockey Fives Cup beginning this Thursday. The boys squad will be captained by Kelvin Onyango of St. Anthony's Boys Kitale and includes Regan Meshak, Caleb Koril, Peter Washira, David Omondi, Kerry Lusweti, Godfrey Faitha, Peter Award, goalkeeper Okoth Kal and Jack Owino. Derek Livoy and goalkeeper Ricardo Wisdom have been named as standby players.
Venye nakuja ndo tunapelekana na.
On the girls' side, Chanel Hilda of St. Joseph's Girls Kitale will captain the team. The squad comprises of Audrey Greener, Laura Kadogo, Michelle Kakolkol, Virginia Murara, Valerie Joy, Marina McCree, and goalkeepers Claire Ndegwa and Ruth Ateno, while Ziara Acheng and Gloria Okenyuri have been listed as standby players.
I must say we are very much prepared. We have trained well. The coaches have always been there for us.
Believe that you are going to do us proud. You want to go to the World Cup, and we believe we are all going to the World Cup.
Only a day now left before the inaugural Under-18 Africa Hockey Fives begins in Nairobi. The national team has expressed optimism of showing an impressive performance in order to book a ticket to represent the country in the World Cup to be held this December. Reporting for Prime Edition Sports, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
And Kenya's national women's volleyball team, the Malkia Strikers, are determined to retain the continental title when the CAVB Women's Africa Nations Championship commences on the 23rd of this month. The players affirmed this during the unveiling of the official logo of the championship at the Kasarani Indoor Arena, where they described the forthcoming event as a perfect opportunity to make history on home soil in front of their fans. Team captain Melinda Sande said the squad is determined to capitalize on home advantage in pursuit of the coveted continental crown, despite awaiting tough opposition from Egypt and Cameroon.
Will not let the country down, and also the whole Africa, and also our aim, as you are told, is to qualify for the World Championship and then the Olympics 2028.
You know, us as a players, we know we don't have much time, but I know we are trying, and I know what we always do, we're gonna do.
We ask them to keep supporting us. It's not easy, but with their support we'll go far. This team has to be in LA 2028.
We are very thankful to the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports for the support, the CS, Mr. Mvuria, and the PS, Bwana Mwangi. We are very, very thankful to them for considering us.
And Kenyan athletes embarked on their training yesterday in the United States in preparation for the 21st World Athletics Under-20 Championships, set to start tomorrow through Sunday at the Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. Kenya is set to begin its medal hunt in the men's and women's 5,000-meter finals. The team comprises a contingent of 23 athletes, that's 12 men and 12 women, under coach Robert Ngisi Ray, as they aim to improve on their 2024 performance, where Kenya won 7 medals, comprising 3 gold, 3 silver and a bronze. Organizers were busy putting the final touches on Monday in preparation for the championships, which is returning to Eugene for the first time since 2014. The stadium also is staging a major athletics championships after 4 years after playing host to the 2024 Senior World Athletics Championships. And that's the sport for tonight. But remember, don't go anywhere. Dunda Dunda is coming. And also, Tanzania against Cote d'Ivoire. That's in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. My name is Daniel Wahome. Tom and Irene will be back. Well, that does it for Prime Edition. We've got to go now. We want to thank you so much on behalf of the back-end team, the Prime Edition team, for watching. And just a couple of feedback from you. Odhiambo Felix Riyad, thank you for watching all the way from Kisumu. Alphonse Mwendo, thank you. Thank you for making us your channel of choice. Julia Atieno, thank you very, very much for making us your channel of choice.
Besides that, we have Donald Wenjala and talking about the story on Politics Tuesday, the cracks in Mount Kenya, especially touching on opposition leaders. Also, we do appreciate your company. Mark Odhiambo watching all the way from Kisii, Mark Mwangi watching from Kiambu, Kelvin Karant watching from Nairobi, and we could go on. Emmanuel Kasova, Evans Gesoro, Vincent Mushira. We do appreciate your time and your feedback on our social media platforms. I am Muchuma Irene. Our sign language expert tonight is Caroline Joroge.
Well, and I'm Tombo. I want to thank you on the day that the judiciary launched an alternative justice system county action plan in the Kisii County to expand access to justice by embracing community-based dispute resolution mechanisms. From all of us here, good night and God bless.
God bless you.
Umehangaika miaka mingi kulipa rent kila mwezi, ukalipa na bado inabidi ulipe tena, na umechoka kulipa rent hiyo katika nyumba isiyo yako? Usijali, imagine sasa unaweza pata makao yako. Serikali imejenga affordable houses na ni zako. Process ni rahisi. Una apply, unalipa deposit, unahamia, unalipa pole pole. Sasa kila Mkenya akona nafasi murwa ya kusema huku ni kwangu. Time ya kubonga imeisha. Sasa ni time ya kumove in kwa keja yako. Your key, your house, your time. Jisajili leo kwa mpango wa Affordable Housing Program na upate makao kwa jina lako. Tembelea tovuti yetu ya www.bomayangu.go.ke au fika site iliyo karibu nawe kote nchini. Pata makao na Boma Yangu.
Chaka getting herself into trouble, as does the goalkeeper as well, and Algeria have their second. And Lilian Arawar in the Kenyan goal will not want to see that again, but that was pounced upon. And Algeria have a 2-0 lead. That's her first goal. And a Women's Africa Cup of Nations as well.